Alright, this is pretty simple. It's just a straight shot to the sky roads right there. On the Xbox version, the tunnel doesn't collapse. Instead, the glass breaks above you, venting out all the air, and the door in front of you just takes you into recycling, which is kind of jarring. But we have a new enemy here. The Revenant here works exactly the same as it does in Doom 2. It's got homing rockets, and they're still a bitch to dodge. However, remember when I said the plasma gun is great for countering enemy projectiles? Well, here it absolutely butt-fucks the Revenant's rockets, and as long as you are pointing at the Revenant and left-clicking, his rockets aren't going to touch you 9 times out of 10. Without the plasma gun, though, he is a pain in the ass. Am I the only one that thinks the Revenant in this game looks kind of silly? It's the translucent skin and the blue eyes. If the eyes were a different color, maybe, and if the bones were a bit darker, I think it would look a lot scarier. Goofy look aside, he hits like a fucking truck. Oh yeah. We have to fix a broken pump to proceed through the area, and we also get the rocket launcher here. The rocket launcher is kind of a tricky weapon, because we're in more confined areas, and with enemies that like to run up on you and bitch slap you, you're very likely to injure yourself while using it, so you have to know when to use it. I mostly use it on Revenants and on 2 other enemies we'll see later. In the next level, things get interesting.
Making progress, are we? And in such a hurry to find us, to find me. There's no need to rush. I am everywhere, and everything here is mine. It's a pity you did not alert the fleet, but it is of no consequence. I'll alert them myself. They will come to the rescue and be consumed by my legion. We will use their ships to bring this hell to Earth. You won't live to see it, and you will die long before you have a chance to warn them.
If you chose this in the transmission, Bitchute calls you an idiot and thanks you for warning the fleet, because he's going to have the demons just overrun the fleet and take their ships and go to Earth and, basically redo Doom 2. The Marine is a fucking idiot, though, regardless of what you choose, because why the hell didn't he take the transmission card with him? I mean, I know why he didn't, because plot, but it's so dumb.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Bitchute decides to cause a malfunction, which is filling the entire sector with toxic gas to try and kill you. This has no effect on the level at all. You won't die from the poison if you take too long or anything like that. There are 2 new enemies here. One of them is the Cherub. What is it with horror games and infant monsters? First this game, then Dead Space. I mean, what's up with that? Probably the same reason they make monster children, because it's something you typically view as innocent and harmless, and twisting that into a monster feels wrong and fitting for a horror game, or just horror in general, I guess. I was thinking it's a projection of being anxious about parenthood or something, but your reason makes sense too. Okay, moving on. Cherubs are fucking annoying. Like this, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush with these fuckers. They're kind of like screaming baby level annoying. They can leap at you from across the room with their claws and they're just like swinging at you. And they can hit you from much further away than you think too. You're probably gonna want to take out the machine gun or the pistol from a safe distance. Like roaches and the trites, there's never just one. The next enemy gets a cutscene intro and there's a bit of build up. You hear this groaning noise that sounds like Edgy and Jeff after a night of binge drinking and pizza.
Warning. Danger level orange. Unsafe toxicity level detected.
Yeah, that's about right. You go into the next room and meet the Mancubus. These guys fight similar to the originals, but their projectiles are a bit slower since you're genuinely slower too. It also fires them one at a time instead of simultaneously. It hits hard and it can take a lot of damage. You'll probably want to use the rocket launcher or grenades to wear them down. And the game puts you up against 3 of them. If you don't have enough rocket launcher ammo, it's probably going to be brutal and it'll probably take you a while. Once you kill them, there's more cherubs to deal with. Then you can stop the toxic gas by running into a room full of poison and cycling the vents. You're taking damage while this is happening, so you need to be quick. With that detour done, now we can reach the monorail and get to Delta Labs, the source of all the bullshit. The first thing we treat to when trying to get to the monorail is this.
There is no death for you.
Now, you'd think this guy is gonna immediately attack you the minute you leave the starting area, right? Nope. You do get this creepy as hell sound, though. You hop aboard and it's on your way to Delta. And there's even a survivor on the train with you. Maybe things are looking up.
Site 2. Warning, airlock malfunction. Please contact engineering to facilitate repairs. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Come on, you didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? We gotta find the override to unlock the airlock so we can get to Delta. Well, Delta access anyways. Sounds pretty standard, but...
Surprise, motherfucker!
Meet the Commando. I hate these guys too. Not because I think they're poorly designed or anything, just because they are a pain in the ass. Remember how I said enemies sound off so you know where they are before you fight them? By the time you hear these guys, most of the time they're already in your face and wailing on you. Best strategy is to crouch, as they usually lead with the tentacle whip, which can hit you from much further away than you think. They can run faster than you can even when you're sprinting, and you need to shut them down fast. If you do catch them from range, hit them hard and hit them fast. Yeah, these things are annoying, and they scare the shit out of you, because by the time you hear them, they up in your face. The game really likes to throw them at you and have them spawn away from you so you don't know they're there until they're close enough to hit you too. I have been able to one-shot them using a shotgun, but it's not always a guarantee. There's a variation of these guys, but we won't see them till later. For now, we just gotta get the code to override the lockdown off of PDA. Once we do that, it's time to go to Delta with our new buddy. Oh. Well, anyways, onward. Congrats, we're in Delta. Time to end this bullshit. That was anticlimactic.
Engineering, please report to Delta Complex Access Ramp. Track sensor failure detected.
Guess we're walking. There's more commandos here. Get used to seeing these guys a lot from now on. The way to get into Delta is straightforward, but there are automated turret guns that will shoot anything trying to reach the door, including you.
9. Warning, automated turret guns online.
Now, we do have a PDA to turn them off. Do that and then run to the door, and now you're in Delta Sector 1. I don't like this part. It's creepy. The power is out in this sector, but that's not what bugs me. There's no enemies here.
Emergency power only. All Delta operations suspended.
Yeah, they're just trying to freak you out now. At this point, you're just gonna walk around and like creepy shit will happen, and you'll find a room telling you that you need something called a data linker to get power back online. Now, I thought once the game told me this that I was gonna get fucking jumped. Nope, still nothing. Just creepy ass noises. And you occasionally catch a glimpse of something. You keep going and you find the data linker needed to get the sector back online, at least partially. So naturally you think, oh, once I take this, enemies are gonna try to kill me, right?
Emergency power only. All Delta operations suspended.
When you get back to the room and insert the data linker, it tells you that you need to restart the reactor core. You also get a message from Sergeant Kelly, though he seems a bit different.
This is Kelly. If you're watching this, you're tougher than I thought. I guess things aren't always what they seem. Plans have changed. Delta Complex 1 has been compromised. You're not safe there. I'm moving to Secure Service Terminal 1. It's not far from your position. We'll meet there.
I'm sure it's nothing, but now you get jumped and enemies start trying to kill you. Man, this is like that scene in Alien when the guy is looking at the eggs and one of them opens up, and that build up, man. Like, we all know this man's about to get face raped, or at least something about to pop out of there, but it's just that dread, that build up that just makes it scary. Like, we all know we're gonna have to fight through this place, but to go that long without any monsters attacking you just feels weird. It freaks you out. Yeah, the game starts throwing some of the more difficult enemies at you, like the Revenant. They also whip out the other version of the Commando, the chain gun version. These assholes will just stand there and just shoot at you. And sometimes they'll even hit you even though the gun ain't even aimed at you, and it's bullshit. You think shooting them would make them like temporarily stop firing, like they'd flinch or something, but no. Sometimes they'll move into cover for a second, and sometimes if you're really unlucky, they'll just run up to you, get up close, and just keep firing. They can kill you in seconds, just like the chain gunner from the original games. I saved the rocket launcher specifically for these guys. It shuts them down in 2 hits, and you need to do it fast, because they will take your health, especially on Veteran. And the way out of Sector 1 throws 2 of these fuckers at you, which is ridiculous. When we get to Sector 2A, we have a different goal. We meet another survivor, which is surprising considering this is where the invasion started, and he tells us that the only way out of this sector is to use a teleporter, but the teleporter needs a component to work. So that's our goal. To do that, we gotta fight through some rooms and solve a puzzle, and I'm using puzzle in air quotes because, yeah. This is really basic. You have to use a crane arm to grab container 3, then tell it to put the container back in the slot while you're standing on it, and then jump off and onto the ledge to get out of here. I'm not gonna lie, this feels out of place. The next room, you can get the BFG. You just need to go pretty far down the list of PDAs you've been collecting and find the security chief and then put in the code. If you don't have it, don't sweat it, it ain't that big of a deal. You'll be able to get it at least 3 more times. One of them from a Martian buddy locker. The BFG fires a giant green orb that shoots out energy tendrils that hit enemies nearby before it explodes, doing a lot of damage. The BFG has to be charged. It has 4 levels, but if you hold it down too long, once it reaches the max, it will kill you. That to me is dumb. Like, you could just have it lose charge or something, you know, waste the ammo. I get why they don't want you just to have it like just primed and ready to go the minute you walk into a room, but it's just dumb. Yeah, I feel like they kind of got that idea from the Tau cannon in Half-Life, because if you fully charge that thing and you just keep it held down, it eventually goes off and kills you. It's still a good weapon despite that. It's similar to how it worked in the old games. Once you get the part you need, you head back to the teleporter and you use it to get to the other side of the sector. And here we get to meet the Archvile. Oh, not this asshole. Like we said earlier, he spawns new enemies, usually one at a time, and he summons a trail of fire towards you. He can snipe you too if you get too close. He has one other attack where he creates a fire under you, but he doesn't do it often. I couldn't get him to do it, actually. You want to take him out fast. Rockets, BFG, plasma gun, whatever you got, use it. We also meet another scientist here who just don't give a fuck.
Ah, you surprised me. I'm glad to see you. I would have hoped they would have sent more than just one guy, though. I've been studying one of the specimens we brought back to see if there's something physiological that would be a weakness, a way to stop them. I found nothing so far. Haven't had enough time. I'm gonna stay here and keep looking. It's the only thing I can do. There are combat supplies in the storage cabinet in the next room. The code is 624. I hope you can use it.
He is way too calm given the situation. Yet considering there are a bunch of monsters right outside, like in the next room, it's nuts how many people are still alive in here considering this is where all this shit started. Up ahead is a room full of tanks with demons in them.
Welcome to the Delta Complex Stasis Chambers. This facility was constructed to house and study the extra...
First time playing this, I fully expected them to jump out and try to kill you, but I guess not. Later on, we find out about the Soul Cube. This is the thing Bitchute used to start the invasion, and what we're gonna need to stop it. Problem is, it's in hell. There's a lock in here with a suspicious number. That was kind of funny. The next sector, you see Bitchute being escorted by two of those commando things down the hall. He destroys the bridge to try and stop you. We have to use the teleporters in this area to get around obstacles until we get to the other side of the bridge. Periodically, we'll see Bitchute ahead of us. He even sends his bodyguards on us.
Destroy him.
The next area is the last part of Delta, and it's actually a bit better on the Xbox version. On PC, you just walk down the bloody hallway and then the chainsaw guy is just there waiting for you. But on the Xbox version, the lights go out and the chainsaw guy appears in sections when the lights flicker on for a few seconds. He doesn't attack you and you can't shoot him, he just stands there. If I can find footage of it on YouTube, I'll throw it up. Since I don't have the Xbox version anymore, I can't just, like, record it. After that, we make it to the portal, but, there's one problem.
You cannot escape.
This is a nice reference to the Phobos anomaly level at the end of episode 1 of the original Doom. Hell Knights function like how they did in Doom 2. They chuck green plasma balls at you and they hit like a truck if they catch you in melee. They take a lot to bring down. I have emptied entire rocket launcher clips into them and they is still standing. The screen shakes when they walk too, letting you know one of them has spawned. And because they're huge, they can easily corner you if you aren't careful. Once you kill the two of them, Big Brain Bitchute over here decides to send you into hell.
Your hell awaits you.
Now we're in hell. You're probably wondering when we're gonna get here because we spent a long time talking about UAC facility stuff, right? Hell is easily the best part of this game, and sadly, it's the shortest part. Seriously, it lasted less than 30 minutes in our recording to get footage, and that's with me dying a couple times having to replay sections of it. One detail I noticed is that all the guns you get here are the ones from the original Doom, so no grenades and no machine gun. You also have infinite sprint here like in the original game, although I don't find it that useful most of the time. You also don't get a flashlight either, but you can mostly see here. Hell starts you off with no guns. The pistol is right there, but you gotta get the rest of the guns. It's kinda like starting a new episode in Doom, in the original games I mean. But you go up the staircase and You get put in a cage and then dumped into an arena, and this is where you get the shotgun and you gotta deal with a bunch of imps. I hope you didn't waste all the shotgun ammo against those imps, because the next room, you're trapped in there with a Hell Knight. One interesting thing that's never explained is that the imps and Hell Knights have symbols across their entire body, and their skin looks more flesh-colored here, like the outer layers have been torn off. Some people have theorized that they adapted the gray skin we see on Mars to better suit the invasion, I guess. It is a weird detail, especially since none of the other demons we see here have this. But the main goal is to find the Soul Cube, and we have to go through some shit to get it. The worst part is a series of platforms over a death pit where the game decides to be a dick and throw lost souls at you. And when these guys ram you, you go flying and you will probably fall off the platform to your death. There's also a part where you have to avoid a masher and deal with a bunch of mancubi. Hell, there's a bunch of mancubi here and a bunch of Hell Knights too. And there's a boss at the end. More on that later. I really love the way this place looks with all the caves and demonic architecture. Plus you get all the ambience with the screaming and the demon laughter. It's perfect. Like, it's really cool looking, though it does have a very corny opening though.
Welcome to my domain. Behold the shape of things to come. The time has come for the forces of hell to escape their prison and drive mankind into darkness. Your darkest fears will soon be realized as your soul burns in hell. There's nowhere to run. I am everywhere, and you will never find the thing you seek.
We do get another Berserk power up here, and this is the last one we'll see for the entire game. Eventually we get to a portal. You don't want to go in it right away. Strafe around it and behind it and you'll find a hidden BFG waiting for you. When you're ready, head through.
Save us.
My guardian will destroy you.
Okay, best boss in the whole game. Though, given its competition, that ain't really saying much. The Guardian is blind, so it spawns these flashlight-headed demons called Seekers. These guys don't attack you, but they'll chase you down and act as the Guardian's eyeballs. You can't hurt the Guardian directly, but you can kill the Seekers. The Guardian has two attacks. One of them is where it slams its fist into the ground and creates a bunch of energy orbs that fly outward in a pattern. Another where it headbutts you with its horns if it gets too close to you. Because it's so large, it can very easily catch up to you. What you have to do is destroy the Seekers, and once the Seekers are gone, the Guardian stops moving and begins spawning more of them.
Destroy the Seekers, and the Guardian becomes vulnerable.
You just shoot the glowing bulb to do damage to the Guardian. If you can't figure it out, the Soul Cube will tell you after a few minutes. Once you do this about 2 to 3 times, it's down and you get the Soul Cube.
Seekers, and the Guardian becomes vulnerable. We are many. We are one. We are the Brilliant Thor. You know us as the Soul Cube. Free us from our eternal prison, and we will help you. Vanquish our enemies, and we grow stronger. Listen for our call, and then free us to smite down the evil.
Big Brain Betruger led you right to the damn artifact needed to close the portal.
This is big brain time.
The Soul Cube tells you that killing enemies gives it life and makes it stronger. When it tells you it's ready to attack, if you use it, it will instantly kill whatever you send it at. But that's not all. You get health back from the enemies you've killed added to yours. You gotta kill 5 enemies to charge it up. And it's really useful as you can very easily go from no health to like half health or full health in a second. But the cube also tells you something else.
Destroying evil gives us life and makes us stronger. Unleash us when you hear our call. We will pass the life force of those who stay to you. We foresee a great battle. The outcome is not clear. We are the only way to destroy Hell's mightiest warrior.
Todd, follow that under the useful for later category. With the cube, we can leave Hell. Man, I wish Hell was a bit longer though. I mean, we had like 5 levels for Delta and Hell didn't even last 30 minutes. Even with us fucking up. Yeah, they really could have added a bit more to the Hell levels, but at the same time, it might have lost what was special about it if they dragged it out too long or extended it. I do think it's fine, but maybe they could have given like an extra part, like have the Guardian be at the end of a separate level or something. Maybe another level in Hell would have been fine. It would have been cool if you got to like near wherever Bitchute is in Hell to get the Soul Cube. Like maybe you had to traverse up like an evil looking tower or something to get it. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like I said, I do like this version of Hell and I kind of do want to see more of it. But I can also make the argument that less is more, but I don't know. Anyways, we're back on Mars for the final stretch of the game. Remember how we lost all of our weapons when we got dumped in Hell? Well, that happens on the way back too. Bitchute also tells us that even though we disabled the Delta portal, we're not in the clear.
Too late. Hell no longer needs that portal to enter this world. The invasion you saw was only the first wave. The Hell Gate is capable of sending millions of my children into your world. Soon, the fleet from Earth will be here, and with their ships, we will bring this Hell to Earth.
Wait, that was just the first wave? Good fucking lord, man. Yeah, there's another portal that the demons have made all the way in the caves beneath the base in the Martian ruins. So we gotta get there before the Earth fleet arrives. Now that we have the Soul Cube, the tone of the game shifts a bit. We're gonna have a lot more enemies thrown at us and the game is stingier with health pickups. Since the cube can get your health up fast. We do get our weapons back pretty fast too. And we run into a new enemy, and I'm saying new in air quotes because you only see them in this one room, and they're basically the same as the Trite. These things are called ticks, and I don't know why they're a thing, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. They just seem redundant as hell. Yeah, they are. We're backtracking through a lot of Delta here, but we also run into Swan. He's dying and tells us Sarge is actually a demon now, and that Campbell has gone after him. He also warns us about the Hell Portal and gives us a PDA, which will let us get into the CPU complex so we can get after Sarge and get to the ruins. Kinda fucked up that Campbell just left Swan here. But then again, he tells us to leave him, so, you know. Once we get into the CPU complex, we need to get a panel for a door in order to go in further. To do that, we need to get a door code to get into a lab to find the panel. To find the code, we gotta go to a security station and look at the right camera where it shows the code on the wall. That was a good one. Yeah, it was. The labs are probably the worst part of this level, and this level feels long as hell. It's cramped, and they throw a lot of Trites and Cherubs at you. You know, the two enemies I really hate in this game. Once you get the panel, we can move on. While we're doing this, Hell is taking over more of the base, and it gets worse the further down we go, and the closer we get to the portal. We also get taunts from Sarge and voices telling us that he's coming for us and gonna kill us. We do find homeboy Campbell, but mans ain't doing too good.
Sarge. Find him. Gotta find him. My gun. He's got my gun.
No, sadly, he's dead. The next area is where we get to fight Sarge, but the first part is a pretty big battle with a lot of demons thrown at us. I swear, for whatever reason, every video I've seen showing up graphical mods, a lot of the popular ones, always show this level, and I don't know why that is. But at this point, the game is less focused on scaring you and more focused on just throwing enemies at you. It doesn't get to the same level of carnage you'd get in the original games, but it's trying. You gotta get a PDA to get to central processing to stop Sarge. On the way there, we get a subtle hint about how to deal with Sarge in the upcoming boss fight.
Against multiple targets. The only foreseeable defense is small arms ballistics. If the projectile is destroyed before exploding, the computer core cannot process the final fusion reaction, resulting in a less than optimal detonation.
Once you get the PDA, you can kill Sarge. He is the second worst boss in my opinion. The major thing he has is the BFG. What you have to do is shoot the orb before it detonates. It will reduce the damage you take from it. The BFG's small blast, like the little energy tentacles, will hit you as long as it has a line of sight with you, and can do a surprising amount of damage if you aren't careful. Sarge's only other attack is to smack you with his claw arm, which he telegraphs hard, so you're probably not going to get hit with it too much. You can use the pillars in the room to try and hide from the BFG. If it detonates full blast with you near it and you didn't destroy it, it'll probably one-shot you. However, you can't stay behind the pillars as they randomly electrify, so if you accidentally get near one while strafing, you'll take damage. I actually died quite a bit here, mostly because I didn't want to do the thing that makes this boss kind of a joke, and that's using the soul cube. I do end up using it at the end because the game ended up auto-switching me to it when I ran out of ammo for another gun, but if you come in here with a soul cube charge, you can wrap this fight up in under 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure in the BFG edition, you can just one-shot him with it. Yeah, the Soul Cube really does trivialize this whole thing. Yeah, it does. I mean, the one positive I'll say is, he can actually kill you pretty easily if you aren't careful. And, they gave him some build-up, which is cool. But, yeah, if you take, with the Soul Cube, it's a joke. But next up is Site 3. Not a whole lot to say about it, honestly. We just got to get the freight car activated so we can get to the caves. There's a scientist that gives you a PDA to lift the lockdown so you can get there. And he also has info on the initial Mars invasion, which we've already talked about. Yeah, these levels here just kind of feel like filler, if I'm gonna be honest. They do throw more of the tougher enemies at you. It's dark, and to give them credit, it's a change from the metal labs and facilities we've been walking through up to this point. Yeah, we're constantly moving down and getting closer to the ruins. There is one spot I absolutely hate where you have to drop down on timed platforms. And you have to get down to the bottom of this shaft to get a PDA to proceed. I have no idea what they're thinking because you're just going to take fall damage and you'll probably die a couple times. I usually fuck up here. Yeah, me too. The next part of the caves is the actual ruins. It's pretty much a monster gauntlet here, and the game just throws demons at you constantly. I do like the scenery change, but it's not memorable outside of one thing. They throw 2 vagaries at you at the end. You can just take them out with the BFG and the Soul Cube if it's charged. Not too terrible. Then it's just mopping up the trites and going up the stairs to get to the final elevator, which leads us to the final boss. I'm going to be honest, these suffer from what I like to call final level syndrome, or penultimate level syndrome, where because the end of the game is coming up, you just want to blaze through these and they don't really seem all that memorable and you don't really care. It just feels like, even if it's not really filler, it feels like it. That's what these levels feel like at this point. Okay, let's get the good out of the way first. The atmosphere here is nice. You go down the elevator and you hear a voice, and then you're just surrounded by more ammo than you can carry. Yeah, you just know something big is coming. We should just let this whole part play without us saying anything, just so people understand the vibe it gives off.
So you've made it this far.
In the dig site under what has become known as Site 3, subsequent examination of the surrounding area and carbon dating of the tablets brought UAC researchers to the UAC.
But sadly, welcome to the biggest fuck up in this game, the Cyber Demon, Hell's mightiest warrior, as the Soul Cube put it. When we were in Hell a while ago, the Cube referenced this. The reason why he is the biggest fuck up is that he looks awesome, and the build up is fucking awesome, but you don't actually fight him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Remember that piece of info Edgy told you the file is important for later?
We are the only way to destroy Hell's mightiest warrior.
Yeah, you can only hurt this thing with the Soul Cube. So what you have to do for this fight is kite around the arena, killing imps and magas that crawl out of the Hell portal until the cube charges. Meanwhile, the Cyber Demon just stomps around the arena firing easy to dodge rockets. If he steps on you, it's an insta-kill, and the rockets do hit like a truck and can launch you into the lava, but I don't think he's been able to hit me for years. Hit him with the cube 3 times and he goes down. That was anticlimactic. Yeah, what Todd said. Just talk about a letdown. You spend the entire fight ignoring him. He's pretty much a stage hazard. Yeah, worst boss in the game. Every time I replay this, I always just say, what the fuck were they thinking? I get it, you said the Soul Cube is the key to defeat him, but couldn't you have made it so the Soul Cube only makes him vulnerable to being hit for a certain amount of time before you have to like recharge the cube and use it on him again? I know that's a bit cliche, the boss is only vulnerable when you do something specific and only for a certain amount of time, but at least then you'd actually be fighting the damn thing. Damn shame too, he looks sick as hell in this game. And you gotta keep in mind, this is the first time we've seen him in 3D, so this is disappointing. And it wouldn't be until 2016 when we got a good fight with him in 3D, I mean. There are mods that fix this and make it so you can damage him with your guns, but yeah, just why did they do that? But after that disappointing as hell fight, the fleet arrives and everyone is dead but you. And the portal is closed, so we did save Earth. What about Betruger though?
What about Dr. Betruger? He's nowhere to be found, sir.
Is this sequel bait? Kind of. It's more expansion bait, although the expansion is a sequel, so I guess technically it's sequel bait. You get to deal with Betruger in the Resurrection of Evil expansion, but this is it for the main game. Aside from Deathmatch mode, which I've never played, but there are people still playing it today. This YouTube video was uploaded in 2020, so I guess it still has a dedicated following. There is also, on the Xbox version, a co-op campaign. I've never played it. It's like a shortened version. They obviously had to expand hallways and shit to make it so 2 people could realistically play it. And I've heard good things about it, but like I said, I've never played it. But speaking of that expansion, let's get into that.